everybody. I welcome you to this full moon sound healing, and it is January 2024. So, welcome to the first full moon sound healing of 2024. I pulled some cards before started and felt into the energy. I'll be honest, it feels quite heavy to me today, and I feel it really in my body. Like I feel like I want to sit down, or I actually sat on the floor while I did part of the reading, trying to tap into the energy. So that's fun. I know that for a lot of people things are maybe feeling kind of low right now, so that might be appropriate. But I went ahead and set the space, so we're ready to go, and I figured I would just jump right into what the message is. So for this month, I used a deck that I don't think I've used before on any of my full moon sound healings. It is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. It's a beautiful deck, very beautiful artwork, and I think maybe the reason I haven't used it a lot is because I like explanations on the cards, and this one I kind of have to look up into the book or tap in more into my intuition than having it just like spelled out on a card. Anyway, the three cards that I pulled were the Sorcerer, the Rainmaker, and the Lower World. So for those of you who may need the Shamanic 101 when it comes to the worlds, the upper world would be kind of like what you would call heaven with angels and light beings. The lower world is going to be more of like animal spirits, ancestors, and the middle world is where we reside. So that is earthbound spirits, us, anything that's going on earth, that would be middle world. So that's what it means by lower world, just in case it's not like, anyway. So, again, it feels really heavy, and I feel it a lot just on my chest and my heart and in my legs. There's just this like weighted feeling of really wanting to ground or being really grounded or wanting to just go to sleep because it's a lot. And that is kind of echoed in these cards. So the Sorcerer, I read the description of it, and what jumps out at me as relevant in the moment, which is kind of how I do these readings. I read through it, but then I feel like, okay, what resonates is this concept of shadows or shadow work. And that would be, the parts of us that we reject and the parts of us that we're not proud of, we're ashamed. It's big work to do, but this is calling forth that work. And that could mean that you have been doing that work, or that is something that you are currently working on. So that's kind of a past present type of energy. And if it's not for you, then it may be just a calling to take a look at some of the things in your life that are weighing you down. The negative parts, negative thought patterns, beliefs. Yeah. That's all that's coming forward for that. And then the Rainmaker is the manifestation energy. So that is either where you are now or where you are going. So the thing is, though, you can't truly get to this place until you have gone to this place. If you have not conquered your demons, then what you are manifesting is not the stuff that you really want. It's what, if you find yourself manifesting situations that you are not wanting in your life, and I'm not going to go into a whole manifestation talk, but let's just say if the things that are happening in your life right now are not the things that you want, that's because you haven't completed this step yet. So doing the inner shadow work is going to help you integrate the parts of yourself that need to be integrated so that you can do more of the light work and get more of the things in your life that you want to see. Okay? So that brings us to the lower world. Now, it got a similar energy to the sorcerer in the darkness of it, but it's not darkness in a scary way. This is kind of like the foundation, if you will. So when you go into your manifestation creation space, you need a good foundation. And a lot of what we bring into this life is from our ancestors, from our DNA, our genetics. So when we build on that, so we're thinking about our foundation, we're thinking about the ancestors, and not just as like guides in spirit guide way, but as, you know, we're receiving the things, not always like a positive thing. Like we're getting stuff from our ancestors so that it can be overcome. And in the overcoming is where we receive our gifts. So we get our gifts from our ancestors in the same way we get our trauma from our ancestors. And that's where there's that kind of a darkness. But once we see and integrate the trauma, then we can get the gift. It's like a double-sided situation. So you can't get the gifts without the trauma, and you're not going to really be able to activate the gifts until you do the shadow work to integrate the trauma. Follow? I hope so. Okay, so I intuitively picked out Valor. I don't think I've used oils in this a whole lot as much lately, but Valor is, sorry, my contact's bothering me. Valor is going to be more of an oil that I would use for when we're doing something scary, creating a courage situation, or I need to kind of get the motivation to get up and go and to do. It's a balancing energy. So if you are, it can also be very grounding depending on where you are, but the energy right now feels like heavy. And so we're, picking something that would be a little more uplifting, a little more motivating. So think of it as like an energetic, caffeine boost. So if you have it, you want to use it, pull it out, put it on. I like to put it kind of behind my ears and my neck area, like a perfume almost, and then I like to put it up on my forearms or my wrists so that it doesn't just wash away, and then I do have some on my hands because I'm going to be doing some energy work with you today. So with all of that, what are we working on in terms of this healing? This healing today is going to focus on, I'm feeling the lower part of us, anchoring in so that we can ground some of this energy, this lower vibe stuff, and release it. I'm feeling it all the way up into a little bit of my throat, upper heart chakra, like high heart, into the throat. So I'm feeling like we're working from here down today. If you've been working with ancestors, which I have, you might call them in to work with you. If you have not been working with your ancestors, you may use this time as a way to tap in to that channel and see what comes up and what they may have to offer for you. This may be, hey, we need your help, like integrating this to heal, like our line. And it can also be, that felt relevant, to do that for the healing moving forward. And I think it's probably going to end up going both ways, backwards and forwards. So when you heal generational trauma or ancestral trauma, you're healing backwards and forwards. You're helping your ancestors heal so that they can become whole and well on the other side in their realm, and that way they can support you in more of a healthy way. And you're healing those that you passed your DNA on to, so your children, your children's children, those, you're going forward in that way, and of course yourself. So get into a comfortable position. I tend to like this laying down. If you want to be in a reclined, semi-reclined fashion, you can. a lot of times I'll mention doing some sort of passive activity, such as doing the dishes, going for a walk, or some other, thing where you don't have to be focused. So this is not a time to be driving. This is not a time to be doing something that requires your active, conscious participation to really get the most out of it. I don't feel, though, just in my body, that the moving this isn't the time for that. If you are moving right now, let's say you're on a walk, going to a place, finding a tree that you might be able to sit under. I know the weather, depending on where you are, how nice the weather is. Right now it's raining outside here. But I would say, in a reclined place would be good. Maybe you want to light a candle for your ancestors. Grab a crystal that feels good, that you might be working with. Yeah. Grab a drink of water. I forgot mine. I'll get it after. And get comfy. And as we do that, we're going to start with the breath. There's a rock over here that keeps calling me. Two, actually. I'll probably be using those. So I keep looking off screen like they want me to. Anyway. Breathe. Get into a place that feels nice and cozy. Make sure that you don't feel bound anyway. Take off your shoes. As you breathe in, we're just going to fill your lungs all the way up and then exhale deeply, let it all out. Breathing in again through your nose and your mouth. As much as you can, a little bit more. Exhale all the way out. And every time you exhale, you feel yourself sinking deeper into the surface where you're sitting or laying, allowing that energy from the earth to come up and support you. Allowing it to envelop you so that maybe you feel covered. You may have a nice weighted blanket on. It feels a little bit of compression. Might be nice. Yeah. Just continue to see yourself sinking down, releasing more. And we're actually going to take a little journey to the lower world. If you already know how to do that, go there, do your thing. If you are not familiar with journeying to the lower world, I will help you with a little visualization. Goodness. Okay. In your mind's eye, I want you to bring up a vision or a visual of a tree. And this tree is massive. Some would call this the world tree. And you begin to walk up to the tree. As you get closer to the base of the tree, the trunk, you notice a door in the trunk of the tree. You see the handle, the door handle. You reach for it. You open the door. You step through the threshold into the trunk of the tree, into that open cavity, and the door closes gently behind you. It takes your eyes a moment to adjust, but there is a soft glow coming from above. And you notice As your eyes adjust to the darkness, that there is another opening in this room. It might be in the wall, it might be in the floor. Walk towards that opening to investigate. And you notice that it's a slide. And it's like you're at the top of the slide. You know it's safe. So you put yourself at the top of the slide and you let yourself go down. It spirals around. And it continues to go until eventually, after going down for a moment, it levels out and you gently come to a stop. And you can stand up with no difficulty and you walk on the slide towards the end where you notice a light. As you walk into that light, it's like you're walking outside and the sun is very bright and warm. Again, you take a moment for your eyes to adjust and you realize you are indeed outside, but you're in a different place from where you began. You're in nature, wherever that feels good. I'm not going to tell you what type of nature setting, so just go with what comes up first. And you notice not too far away from where you came out and walked off of that slide, there is a place to sit. You walk over and have a seat. Again, here you feel safe, you feel loved. You can feel the energy around you of different beings. Some may be animalistic, such as your animal guides, or power animals or other totems. Others may feel more human in energy-wise. They may feel less animal, more human, and those would be your ancestors. Out of a shadow, you see a silhouette walking toward you. As they get closer to you, you're better able to see the details on their face. And they come to sit down beside you. They want to tell you something about where you're from, about who you are. Let them talk in whatever way that it might be telepathic, but you listen and try to remember as much as you can. invite more communication whenever you sleep tonight. Allow that channel with your ancestors to remain open and invite their help in your daily life. Assuming they are a well and healed ancestor themselves. Thank them for all that they bring, all that they have taught, all that they have sacrificed. Perhaps you give them a warm hug as they take their leave and walk away for now. And as they walk into the shadows, they will always be with you, watching over you. You turn to walk back towards the slide, and you find that it has transformed into stairs. You begin to climb the stairs, going up, circling around and around. Allowing your eyes to adjust to the darkness once more. You come out onto the landing. You walk up to the wall, which is the interior trunk of the tree, and you place your hand on that tree. And we thank the tree for holding space, for being a channel, for allowing us to be here in its embrace. And perhaps you even receive a little download from the tree, or a healing, a message. Take a moment. See if there's anything to receive. And then, as an equal exchange, or an exchange as much as possible, offer love and positive energy to the tree. And when you feel complete, walk out the door, closing it gently behind you. And whenever you're ready, you're going to open your eyes. Well, that was fun. Not exactly how I expected this to go when I started, but I like it. I hope that you received some impactful messages, and if you didn't, then perhaps they will continue to come in as you move about your day, as you sleep tonight. When you hear or feel your intuition trying to interject, take a moment to pause and to listen. Yes, okay. Well, that's all I have for you today. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you at the next full moon in a month. I love you. Bye.